Hello everyone, welcome to Legacy IAS Academy. In this video, we will shift our focus from international issues, that is from Russia-Ukraine conflict, and we will discuss something that is of domestic implication, that is with respect to Central Bureau of Investigation and what is something called as general consent. Okay, in this video we will discuss the history or the background of Central Bureau of Investigation, that is CBI, and what are its jurisdictions and why is there an issue called the withdrawal of general consent. What do you mean by general consent and why has it been withdrawn and what are the implications? At the end of the video, we will also solve a prelims question. So let's get started. What is the context? The context is recently state, that is Meghalaya, has withdrawn something called as general consent to Central Bureau of Investigation. You can see this here. Meghalaya becomes the 9th state to withdraw general consent to CBI. That is, there are 8 more states that has withdrawn general consent to CBI apart from Meghalaya. Why is this happening? What is the issue and from when did this particular issue start? From when states started to withdraw the general consent that is given to CBI. Meghalaya government withdraws general consent granted to CBI to investigate cases in this state. So this is the entire issue or this is the entire context in which we will be discussing today's video. What is CBI? When was it started? Some historical background about CBI. Central Bureau of Investigation was started during the World War II, that is in the year 1941. Why was it started? Because in order to investigate the corruption charges related to the procurement during the World War II, Central Bureau of Investigation, or it is also called as Special Police Establishment. Now we call it as CBI, but back then it was called Special Police Establishment or SPE. This was started in the year 1941, and in the year 1946, okay, an act was passed, that is Delhi Special Police Establishment Act, DSPE Act, in the year 1946. That gave special police establishment, which was started in the year 1941, it gave this particular institution a statutory background or a statutory framework, and this became an anti-corruption investigation agency in the year 1946. And in the year 1963, Indian government constituted something called as Central Bureau of Investigation in order to investigate, focus here, cases related to defense of India, corruption charges, serious fraud, okay, cheating, okay, and some social crime. These are the various streams or these are the various fields on which the Central Bureau of Investigation can carry out the investigation. Okay, it is not restricted to serious fraud or some crime or some kind of corruption. Okay, it has a wide jurisdiction. With the passage of time, as of now, CBI has also started investigating assassinations, kidnappings, hijacks, and crime committed by extremists. New age, at the advent of 21st century, we are seeing new age, okay, and there are demands in order to include cyber crime or digital crime under Central Bureau of Investigation. It would be included in few years down the line, but this is how the CBI was started and its jurisdiction got expanded. One more question, a possible prelims question for you guys for the year 2022. Which is the regulating authority that is controlling CBI, or CBI works under which government agency? You might think or you might guess it can be Ministry of Home Affairs or Ministry of Defense as such. But remember, both are wrong. Okay, CBI works under Ministry of Personnel, Pension and Public Grievances under Department of Personnel. It is not under Home Ministry or Defense Ministry. Okay, remember this, it is under the Ministry of Personnel, Pension and Public Grievances. What is the jurisdiction of Central Bureau of Investigation? It can investigate anti-corruption crimes, corruption that would be carried out by politician or any civil servant for that matter, both are under the jurisdiction of Central Bureau of Investigation. Economic crimes, for example, any scam for that matter, recently Lalu Prasad Yadav was convicted, okay, he was convicted with the scam and various scams, Commonwealth scam that was there, and Colgate scam. All these scams come under the economic crimes wing, and this is under Central Bureau of Investigation. Special crimes like murder, assassination, or social crimes for that matter, all are under CBI. Suo moto cases, remember this can be a possible prelims question as well. Can CBI take up cases suo moto? Okay, yes, CBI has that power to take up cases suo moto. Federal provisions, you know, India is a quasi-federal country, or Indian federalism is tilted more towards unitary bias. India is a federal polity but still has a unitary bias. In that situation, CBI being registered under Delhi Special Police Establishment Act, what are the powers, or how does the judicial or federal provisions affect CBI? CBI should mandatorily obtain the consent of state government in which investigation has to be carried out. Even though an employee, for example, imagine an employee working in HAL, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited in Bangalore, okay, he is accused of, or he is facing criminal charges of corruption, okay, he is facing corruption charges. Now CBI, a central agency, has to obtain the consent of Karnataka government in order to prosecute or in order to investigate this particular individual who is working in HAL, because HAL is a it's a PSU, public sector enterprise, or a public sector unit. Even then, because it is situated in the territory of Karnataka, CBI is bound to take the consent of the state. Okay, the consent of a state government to CBI can be either case specific or general. This is something that we have to focus more on, because this is the core of the issue. CBI can have two types of consent. One is general consent and the other one is case to case consent or case specific consent. General consent is something like a monthly pass that we get in BMTC buses. Okay, monthly pass, with which an individual can travel in any bus, okay, for 1 month. He has no need, he will not have any need to buy a ticket. But when it comes to case consent, for every case, CBI has to take the consent of state government. Now the issue is, when states have withdrawn the general consent that was given to CBI, now the only option that the CBI has is to take case-to-case basis, consent on case-to-case basis with respect to the investigation that will be carried out in that particular state. Now let's see in detail about general consent. General consent is normally given by the states to help CBI in order to carry out corruption against charges against the central government employees in the state. In order to have investigation that is hassle-free investigation, states have to give the general consent. This is a consent by default. Okay, we have seen it is like a monthly pass. Okay, monthly pass. Just an example to make you understand better. In the absence of which, if you do not have a general consent, then any CBI officer who lands in that particular state will not have his powers or cannot investigate in that particular state if the general consent is withdrawn. Now let's see which states have withdrawn the general consent given to CBI. It was first started in the year 2015. Okay, it was first started in the year 2015 when Mizoram withdrew general consent. Then 8 other states had withdrawn general consent. For example, Maharashtra, Punjab, Rajasthan, West Bengal, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Kerala and Mizoram. Okay, these are the states, 8, and now Now Meghalaya has joined the list and it has become ninth state which has withdrawn general consent given to CBI. Meghalaya withdrawn the general consent. What are the implications? Okay, what are the consequences of this? The major consequence is a CBI officer cannot investigate hassle-free when it comes to that particular state. Okay, even though he is investigating the central government official, okay, or a private person for that matter, if the state has not given the consent, he cannot carry out the investigation. CBI officer will lose all the powers as and when he lands in that particular state. He would lose all his powers for investigation. And in this context, as it is discriminatory, what has been the opinion of courts? Kolkata High Court recently ruled that central agency cannot be stopped from probing or carrying out an investigation in a state which is on a central government employee. Okay, which means CBI cannot be stopped, or in the other words, the general consent cannot be withdrawn by the states in order to resist this CBI investigation. This is the opinion of Kolkata High Court. In Vinay Mishra versus CBI, very important name, remember, Vinay Mishra versus CBI case, High Court said that, it said that central government employee cannot be distinguished or differentiated or granted immunity based on the location of his office in a particular state. Which means, imagine an example of Karnataka and West Bengal. Okay, Karnataka has given the general consent, West Bengal has withdrawn the general consent. Okay, if a same crime is committed by a person A here and also a person B here, then CBI can easily prosecute or investigate person A, but CBI will not have powers to prosecute person B. This becomes discriminatory. This is what the High Court said in Vinay Mishra versus CBI case. At the end, let's see a prelims question. Statement 1, CBI works under Ministry of Home Affairs. Statement 2, with the enactment of CVC Act, okay, with the enactment of Central Vigilance Commission Act 2003, the superintendents of DSPE, that is Delhi Special Police Establishment, vest with Central Vigilance Commission for offences under Prevention of Corruption Act 1988. Remember this, go through this particular provision in Lakshmikant. It says, for the cases that are registered under Prevention of Corruption Act, okay, Central Vigilance Commission superintendents CBI, which means CVC has more powers than CBI, or CBI will work under CVC for the case which is registered under Prevention of Corruption Act. This is what the statement says. Simple one. This second statement is correct. This is true. And for the first statement, okay, we have discussed it is not under the Ministry of Home Affairs. So the first statement is wrong. Second statement is correct. So the answer would be option B. Okay. I hope you have liked the video. For more such quality content, please subscribe to Legacy IAS Academy. Have a nice day. Thank you.